Thank you, everyone. We are leaving Winton today and we are heading to a place called Lara through Longreach. So I'm not sure what's actually out there. I think it's just a lake or wetland or something like that. But we're going to be free camping tonight. Our stay here's been good, not complaining too much. Water's a little bit on the bory side, but that's all we got. And we've got about a quarter of a tank of water as well, so hopefully we'll last. That's not always accurate. Could be almost empty as well. So we'll see how we go with water tonight, because we're hoping to travel light. No water, no excess stuff. Longreach is located almost in the centre of Queensland, in the outback, in pastoral country, and has a population of around 3,000 residents.
Longreach Main Street, the old and the new.
The town survives on cattle, sheep and tourism. We check out the QANTAS Founders Museum on our way through.
It's you and It's you and
The origin of QANTAS. Now anyway, they got a little bit of money. They then managed to buy their first aircraft, the Avro 504K, this little beauty here. And don't worry, you're not seeing things, it does rotate. Good old Avro could carry 2 passengers, complimentary air conditioning, and this is where they started to make a bit of money. I'm stepping back decade by decade today from the 1920s, but I will momentarily fast forward to World War II because we can't ignore the Catalina flying boat here. Really, really important stage in Australian military history or aviation history was the flying of the Catalina flying boats in World War II. Now Hudson Fysh, one of our founders, as a World War I veteran, understood how important it was to contribute to the war effort. The Opera House and the Sydney Harbour Bridge are both on that register alongside this lovely little corrugated shed. Someone said to me the other day, it's kind of like the hallowed cathedral of Australian aviation, which I think is quite beautiful for a really old corrugated shed. But she's one of my favourite places. In fact, she's my favourite part of the museum here. Because we're standing on the original floor, we're in the original structure. This is where all of the action happened because the planes were physically hand built in this specific location. Okay folks, welcome to the air park and the era of the streamlined and pressurised aircraft known as the Super Constellation. So there was a previous model of this aircraft called the Constellation. This is the Super Constellation, extra super. But this really marked a change in Qantas's direction now that they were looking at the international market to fly all the way to London under what became known as the Kangaroo Route. We still call it the Kangaroo Hop these days, on your bunny hop across to London. These days it's more like a torturous 27 hours, but back in this day it would be 4 days. So folks, the layout of the plane was quite luxurious. In fact, in this area down here, you would actually have fold down beds and bunks. So you could actually think like the sky beds you see in first and business class today, if you're lucky enough to fly that area. You usually fit around about 40 to 50 people on board, so it was a very exclusive flight. You can see how much legroom. So here is our kangaroo route, here our lovely hop across to London. Here is our lovely attired couple here with suit and Sunday best. There's our head steward here, and this is one of our female hostesses. So 9 women were recruited from 1,000, come on through folks, 1,000 people, 1,000 women applied for the job of being one of the first hostesses in 1948 here on the Super Connie. So there were 10 crew, so there were 9 men and 1 woman on board, and these were our first 9. Now we know a little bit about these ladies, particularly this lady third from the bottom. Her name is Adrian Goodlinger, and Adrian was one of the first 9. Sadly she died a few years ago, but her family have given us her archive. So we have her logbooks, her travel journals, a list of every single flight she did, who the passengers were, who the good and the not so good ones were. Yeah, so this was completely rebuilt by QANTAS engineers.
'Cause I know you like that. I know you better than anyone.
Now this is in fact our very first Boeing 707 in the QANTAS fleet. But she's had a little bit of a journey to get back here.
So goddamn proud. I know you better than anyone you know. Darling, we have been to hell and back. That's how I know this is forever. All these years, every single tear, all the regrets.
6 televisions on board. And this is fitted out in the mid-80s, so it is kind of its time, obviously. Luxury sound systems, Sony Pioneer sound systems. At the back for the poor old crew, a lovely private lounge room, a full king-size bed.
After all these years, you're still mine. It's you.
Splashing a few dollars.
It's you and I. It's you and I.
Okay.
Yep, so right up the top there, you can have a look right up. Can you see where that silver metallic casing is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the end of the pressurized tube. Nothing above, no, only up. Folks, welcome to what would have been first class back when this plane launched in 1979. It's laid out in business class format as it landed. 70s, when this plane was launched, it was a very, very groovy looking orange and lime green lounge called the Captain Cook Lounge.
Longreach is also renowned for the Australian Stockman's Hall of Fame, showcasing the history and culture of life in rural Australia. Boom boom. Got stuck. Engine doesn't want to do what it wants to do. It should be doing. Batteries are low. On the camera.
Hi, thanks for holding. Sorry, is the vehicle a 2022 Toyota Land Cruiser?
It's a 2023 Toyota Land Cruiser.
So Sharon, what's happened?
Our
This
car's
is-
died.
This is our next part of the story.
Our car's died. Just driving along and started making alarms, I suppose, were going off, and it was coming up with check engine, and then all of a sudden she started losing power and dropped into limp mode, and then she actually sort of lost power nearly altogether. So we pulled off, and all these other warning signs were going as well. Our friends are leaving us on the side of the road. They don't care about us anymore. No, they're going to book in somewhere for the night. About 25 k's out of Longreach. So we turned the car off and then went to turn it back on, and it just keeps going like it's trying to turn over, but there's nothing. So, don't know.
So we're now just waiting on RAC to pop around, somebody to have a look at the vehicle and see whether they can get us going, or otherwise look at towing us either back to Longreach or somewhere else. Not sure. So that's where we are at the moment.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. But the car's been really good, and it could be just something really simple. Could be some dust on something. Who knows? We had this rat plague at the last place. Petro's hoping it's not being nibbled by rats. Don't know.
You know that I lie when I say that I'm fine, 'cause you know me like that. You know me better than anyone I know. Yeah, you know I need space, a little time for myself when I'm stressed and upset. You know me better than anyone I know.
So, caravan's being hooked up to the truck.
I like that.
Sniffed a little.
Better take a video of this one. Back or put it forward. No, that's all right. As long as go up now. Back of it, yeah. Yep, that should be good. And just move it further up.
Up, yep.
Yep, keep going. Beautiful.
Perfect. Done.
Done.
It's on.
Stay up?
Yep. What?
Oh, that's the brakes. Oh,
No,
took
he took them off.
Brakes are on.
He took, yep.
Right, eh?
Awesome.
That's how I know this is forever. All these years, every single tear, all the regrets and promises, all the loves, breakups.
300 series, done up. WA actually. Oh, no, it's got WA. Still a cave there for the kids. Pretty historic looking cave. Something different. Looks like a cave, who knows? Might be for something else. Yeah, we had an unscheduled stop. We had some issues with the car. Currently it got towed into Toyota in Longreach. They're going to have a look at it this morning. It's only not even 7 o'clock yet. They open at 8, so we'll get them to have a squiz at some stage today, run the diagnostics and find out what the issues are. Not sure whether it's electrical. They seem to think that since we've come from Winton, and they've had a few other clients as well coming in from that area, that they've had a few issues with rats getting into wiring and other bits and bobs, so they're suspecting that could be the problem with our car as well. We did manage to travel 130 k's yesterday from Winton to Longreach without any issues, and then probably just 20 k's out of Longreach that we encountered problems, and then the car went into limp mode, and yeah, basically it wouldn't restart after that, after we turned it off. So anyway, they're going to have a look at it today, and we'll find out what our next course of action is. If they can fix it, great, we continue on with our travels. If not, we'll have to reassess what we do from this point onwards. So our next stop is, well, we're heading into Rockhampton. We're probably a couple of days away. That wasn't the plan. We're supposed to be free camping today at Lara Lake Wetlands, and then a couple of days at Dingo from there before we got into Rockhampton on Sunday. So today's Friday, so we might have to skedaddle maybe to Rockhampton. A guy who brought us in as well was saying that there are rats as well in Longreach, but not as bad as what it is in Winton. But I suspect even going to Lara, Dingo, those sort of places that have had droughts and floods and the like, there's likely to be rat issues as well there until we sort of get to the coast. So anyway, not sure what our plans are. We'll continue to probably be bedded down today. We got a book into the caravan park. We got in. We'll sort out the payments and stuff today. Sort out our stuff with Toyota as well. There's no food from me to you. She's being a grandmother to them as well. She's doing the wrong thing, feeding animals. Paul could be getting a visit from us today. It's going to be 36 or so. Certainly looks more inviting than some of the other pools we've seen around the place.
Just
There's
need some shade.
Kids cave over there. It's the camp kitchen over here. It's pretty cool. Very big park. Not a lot of shade. But maybe it's early days for them.
Some of that's new though.